All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, right on the dot, Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Corey here in the Weather Center. Got you guys a nice little presentation together of what to expect here over the next 3 days, what we have going on in the Central Kentucky area right now, what we're expecting to see during the overnight period. We'll break it all down to you guys here over the next, say, 30 minutes or so. So appreciate you guys hopping in for sure. So real quickly, we're looking at the radar here. We'll put a pause on the radar. Again, this rain is continuing. I'm not going to go over all these flash flood warnings. All of Central Kentucky is under a flash flood warning. Literally, the entire Louisville warning area south of the Ohio River all the way to the Tennessee border is in a flash flood warning. So if you live in Central Kentucky and you the National Weather Service in Louisville is your office, you're under a flash flood warning with the exception of areas around the Danville area. Let me switch to the Louisville radar side. That way we have a little clearer idea of what's going on here in the Central Kentucky area. Again, no severe weather ongoing here in the immediate area. We have a little bit of a strong storm near Smiths Grove, but this is mainly going to be heavy rainfall, no lightning, nothing like that. A little bit of a heavier rainfall pocket showing up around Litchfield. But primarily the threat for this evening and into tonight is going to continue to be the heavy rain and flooding threat. Again, we put the motion on the radar. We continue to see that rain train come out of Middle Tennessee here. Just continuous rainfall into the Central Kentucky and South Central Kentucky area. Pretty much the same areas that was impacted by the Valentine's Day weekend flooding event. So numerous reports of flooding around the area, numerous road closures. I'm not going to go over all the specific road closures. If you have questions about what roads are closed in your specific county, each county, 9 times out of 10, there's a few counties that don't. Each county has a emergency management page. From what I've seen today, all those respective counties have made a list of roads in that respective county that are closed due to flooding. So if you're curious to know what roads are closed in your specific county, just look up on Facebook, just for example, Adair County Emergency Management, Taylor County Emergency Management, Ronnie Dooley over in Taylor County. I'm sure he's got a list of roads that have been closed due to flooding. LaRue County Sheriff's Office has posted LaRue County's. Greene County Sheriff's Office here in Greene County has posted theirs. Greensburg Police Department, I think it's on there as well. Barron County Emergency Management, Marion County Emergency Management, Metcalfe County, I think it's Metcalfe County E911, I believe. I could be wrong. Edmonton E911. Regardless, there's a page in each county that keeps up with all those road closures. So go to those specific pages, ask around, ask people that live in your county. They'll know where to find it. So, again, that rain's going to continue throughout the overnight period, into this evening and into the overnight period. So let's kind of take a look here at kind of what we're expected to see. I've had a couple people ask me a question of how much more rainfall to expect. So this is the newest HRRR model futurecast of rainfall accumulation, and this is over the next 18 hours. So this is, let's just fast forward it here a little bit. This is 6 o'clock p.m. So that rain's going to continue again into tomorrow. This is 11 p.m. tonight and all the way into 10 a.m. tomorrow. So this is through 10 a.m. tomorrow. Again, the next 18 hours. The HRRR model is expected around another 2 inches, 2.5 inches, as much as 3.5 inches near Bowling Green. 4, almost 5 inches down near the Clarksville, Tennessee area. So this is still a tremendous amount of rain expected here over Central Kentucky over the next 18 hours. And that's on top of what we've already seen today. A lot of locations have already seen several inches. In fact, let me pull the Kentucky Mesonet up here. And this is going to be a little bit hard to see. But this is the Kentucky Mesonet rainfall amounts since midnight. And we're looking at it here. You see that 5.77, that purple dot. That is the epicenter of today's flood event, and that is Metcalfe County, Kentucky, and Edmonton. They've received a whopping 5.83 inches since midnight. A lot of these South Central Kentucky mesonet sites have gone over 4 inches. The Greene County mesonet site, again, it's brand new, 4.3 inches. Columbia, 4.43 inches. Liberty, Casey County, 4.74. So they're getting closer to that 5-inch mark. Bingle and Taylor County, a little bit less. They're at 2.79 inches. Hart County clocking in here at 2.66. And a little bit of uptick here in LaRue County. A lot of flooding in LaRue County. Went through LaRue County earlier today. A lot of flooding going up there. Got a lot of pictures out of LaRue County. Almost 4 inches there in Hodgenville from the mesonet site there. So lots of flooding here in Central Kentucky, specifically South Central Kentucky. Again, the same areas that was really impacted by that Valentine's Day weekend flooding event. That's what we're dealing with again here today. So if there's any good news with the pivotal weather forecast, it's that the heavier amounts of rain is going to be a little bit north of where the heavier rains have already fell today. So we see the South Central Kentucky, the 5, the 4s, all those in higher amounts there. Again, that's in South Central Kentucky. The new HRRR model shows the heavier axis of rain being just north of where the heavier rains fell today. So if there's any good news with the flooding threat, that is the good news, that the heaviest amount of rain expected over the next 18 hours is not going to fall directly over the same location. So that is a little bit of good news. Again, we can keep, this could shift a little bit up or down. Really just depends on how everything evolves. Again, this is a stalled out frontal system. The same system that brought our severe weather yesterday has really hit the brakes and has stalled out over our area, and that's what's going to cause these numerous waves of rainfall today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So again, this could shift north or south just a little bit depending on just how everything evolves throughout the night into tomorrow, into Saturday. So that is the latest flooding threat. Real quickly, do want to show this real quick, just because the whole area is under a flash flood warning. A lot of people don't know what a flash flood warning means. So the flash flood warning means when it's issued by the National Weather Service when dangerous flash flooding is happening or will happen soon. Some roads will be flooded. Homes and businesses may flood. Move to higher ground. Never drive through flooded roads. Something else I want to touch on. Numerous water rescues have happened today. Water rescue happened in Columbia. Water rescue happened in southern Greene County. I actually want to believe there was another one in Campbellsville. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on it. Or in Taylor County, maybe not Campbellsville. But same old song and dance. We deal with this every time we have flooding events here in Central Kentucky. People driving flooded roadways. They drive around barriers where emergency managers have closed roads. People will drive around them, drive through flooded roadways. Please, please, please do not drive around barriers that emergency management has put up to keep you guys safe. They've put that there for a reason. Do not drive across barriers. I actually had people write me today and tell me that there was barriers in the Elizabethtown area and people was driving around them. They actually have pictures of people driving around them. So again, these barriers are there for a reason. Do not drive around the barriers that emergency management has placed there for your safety. And please do not cross flooded roadways. You put yourself at danger, and if your car ends up getting swept off the road and emergency management rescue squad has to come out and save you, then you're putting their lives at risk too. So just don't risk it. I know some of you tough guys drive these big trucks and think that you're invincible and you can drive through water. Last flooding event back in around Valentine's Day, one of those tough guys drove through a barrier, and guess what? His truck got swept away, and they had to get a boat out to go save him. So just please use a little bit of common sense and just be safe. That's really the moral of the story here, is we want everybody to be safe. And anytime there's water running across the roadways, 12 inches can, just a foot of water, I mean, right here, a foot of water can wash your car or truck completely off the road. It does not take much power at all. So, that is what a flash flood warning means. I wanted to get that out there because I know that we talk about flash flood warnings all the time, but we don't really talk about what they mean. So let's get in here to the Storm Prediction Center. I know a lot of people's tired of hearing about severe weather. For today, just got the notification. This is late breaking news right here. I just got the notification 10 seconds ago. The tornado watch has been canceled. Tornado watch has been canceled. Let me make sure that it's all of our counties here. Yeah, here we go. Tornado watch canceled for Adair, Allen, Barron, Casey, Clinton, Cumberland, Lincoln, Metcalfe, Monroe, Russell, Simpson. So all the Kentucky counties in that tornado watch has been canceled. So the severe weather threat for this evening into tonight is very, very low, if not zero. We've had a lot of rainfall in the atmosphere today, or in the central Kentucky area, that's really worked over the atmosphere. Atmosphere is not really conductive of severe weather this evening and into tonight. Thank the Lord above. I think we all need a break from severe weather coverage. I know I do. That does not decrease our flooding threat. So we're still going to be in the weather department keeping up with all the flooding that we're going to have coming in tonight. I know a lot of people kind of don't pay attention to the flooding threat for sure. It kind of gets overlooked. So definitely going to keep an eye on that. We want to make sure everybody is up to date with all the latest flooding information. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that. But not having to do 5 to 6 hours of continuous severe weather coverage sounds amazing for tonight. But this is the latest outlook for today. This was updated about 3 o'clock. So still in a slight risk officially. Again, I don't think the severe weather threat is very high at all. I think it's actually closer to 0 tonight. So not a big deal on the severe weather spectrum for tonight. Now, tomorrow, got a little bit of good news with tomorrow, too. Here's the latest severe weather outlook for tomorrow. We're barely in that level 1 risk, which is, could have an isolated severe storm, not an overall major threat at all. The higher threats going to be in western Kentucky, unfortunately, where they just seen several tornado warnings yesterday. Probably had several tornadoes confirmed out in that area as well. I actually haven't looked at National Weather Service Paducah, what the areas they've surveyed, what areas have been confirmed. I haven't looked at anything in western Kentucky today. I've barely functioned as is. But that's going to be the higher tornado threat, or the higher severe threat tomorrow. And then if you look down here in Arkansas, they're actually in a level 3. And the western part of Arkansas is already in a moderate risk area. So this area will probably be expanded tomorrow out in Missouri, Illinois, western Kentucky, maybe even western Tennessee. But as far as central Kentucky is concerned, I don't really see a whole lot of severe weather, the risk area moving. We might actually, maybe depending on how things evolve, we could see ourselves in a slight risk for severe weather, but that would be the worst case scenario for tomorrow on the severe weather spectrum. So that is some good news on the severe weather threat for tomorrow. So that severe weather threat tomorrow is actually decreased just a little bit. And then we have another severe weather threat on Saturday. Wrong map. 1 second. And this is the severe weather threat on Saturday. And unfortunately, all of Kentucky is in that slight risk level 2 out of 5 risk category. Again, Saturday's 3 days out. Excuse me. There's a lot of things that, again, we've got that stalled out frontal boundary. The weather the next day is dependent on what happens the previous day. So still a lot of questions with Saturday on how everything evolves. So our severe weather threat could go a little bit higher. It could stay the same. But regardless, I do think we're going to be looking at a little bit of severe weather on Saturday as well. I do not know the timing. I don't know what the main threats are going to be. I don't have any of that information as of right now. Obviously, I'm going to keep paying attention to that, and I'll get that information out to you guys as soon as Saturday becomes a little bit clearer as far as what the forecast is going to be. So that is the severe weather threat. All in all, relatively good news because pretty much no severe weather tonight. Tomorrow, severe weather threat very low. Saturday, it's a little higher, but not overly, impressive by no means. Slight risk is, we have those several times throughout the year. So not overly concerning. That's the word I'm looking for. Not overly concerning for Saturday. So definitely some good news on the severe weather threat. So let's see here what else I have for you guys. This is the newest flooding forecast from the National Weather Service through Sunday night. So flooding is going to continue to be our main weather story through Saturday, or through Sunday night, I guess. Still expect to see a little bit of rain on Sunday as well. But here in the central Kentucky area, Greene, Taylor County, looking around 4 to 6 inches. The Lake Cumberland area, parts of Adair, 4 to 6 inches of rain expected in that area as well. You get a little bit higher amounts as we progress up here along the western Kentucky Parkway near Hodgenville up to Elizabethtown, over to Litchfield, Hardinsburg, Brandenburg, that type area, all the way over to western Kentucky, looking at an additional 6 to 8 inches of rainfall before Sunday. So, again, we've kind of already overachieved. A lot of the areas already seen close to 4 to 5 inches. So before this is all said and done, we're going to be looking at close to 10 inches of total rainfall. So that's a major flooding event. I don't want anybody to sleep or overlook the flooding threat. So if you live in those flood-prone areas, poor drainage areas, low-lying areas, please pay attention to the weather. Please pay attention to how these waves of rain, how they set up, because if you get into a situation where these waves of rainfall kind of train over the same areas, like what we've seen today down in the Metcalfe County, Southern Greene, over into Adair County, those type areas, we've seen a lot of flooding for those areas of rain that has trained over the same area. So we can 100% see that again as these waves of rain progress through the central Kentucky area here over the next 3 days. So it's very important for everybody to pay attention to the forecast at least through Sunday. Again, flooding threat here. Let's see here. These are the flooding risk areas. So this is from the Weather Prediction Center. The one you see on the left-hand screen here, the high risk, that is for today. The highest flooding threat is going to be over here in western Kentucky, and then all the way up into central Kentucky. So we are under that moderate risk. This is going to be into tonight. So that is very similar to what I was showing you from the HRRR model. I'll switch over to that real quick one more time. HRRR model, again, this is showing the rainfall forecast all the way through tomorrow morning, and that is what the National Weather Service is showing here, or the Weather Prediction Center. That's what they're seeing. The western part of Kentucky has the highest threat for that flash flooding, and then central Kentucky, just north of where the heaviest rainfall fell today, is in that moderate risk area. Tomorrow is on the right-hand side. Not a lot of activity tomorrow. Tomorrow is kind of downtrending for severe weather and rainfall. That's definitely some good news there. Not a lot of anything going on in central Kentucky. Marginal risk for flooding, which is a 5% chance for flooding. Again, that flooding threat is going to be in western Kentucky and then off into Illinois and Missouri. And then we get back into the flooding action on Saturday. Another high risk for flooding setting up over here in western Kentucky, the Paducah area, all the way over to Butler County, Muhlenberg County. That's going to include areas such as Hopkinsville, Hardinsburg, Owensboro, Evansville, Mayfield, those type areas over in western Kentucky. Western Tennessee going to get in on the flooding action as well. And then all of central Kentucky is in that moderate risk for flash flooding. That goes all the way over to Liberty, all the way up to Lexington, all the way up to Cincinnati. So pretty much the western 2/3 of the state is in that moderate risk or high risk for flash flooding on Saturday. And then Sunday, that rainfall threat really declines. Rain's going to move off to the east. Marginal risk across the eastern part of Kentucky, not a big deal on Sunday. So what does these risks mean? We don't really show these risks very often. Let me take the logos off and the camera off here so you guys can see this. We don't really talk about these risks very often, but these are the WPC issues, excessive rainfall risk maps, kind of like what the Storm Prediction Center does for severe weather. The weather prediction does this for rainfall. So a moderate risk, we're in 2 moderate risk areas, one tonight, one on Saturday, and that's for all of central Kentucky. And this means that numerous flash flooding events with significant events are possible. Many streams may flood, potentially affecting larger rivers. That high risk, again, western Kentucky is in a high risk tonight, and again, a high risk on Saturday for widespread flash floods expected. Severe widespread flash flooding. Areas that don't normally experience flash flooding could also flood. Lives and property in greater danger. So we could see that high risk expanded as time progresses. So we'll keep an eye on that to see how the latest forecast progresses. But other than that, I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I think I have a flood safety graphic maybe here. Yes, this is from the National Weather Service. Again, definitely want to emphasize this one more time. Never drive through, let me take the camera off here so we can read that. Never drive through flood waters. Most flood fatalities occur in vehicles, and 12 inches of water can sweep a car off the roads. That's very, very important information to look at. So one more time, let's do a quick radar check across the area. Again, no severe weather here. We do have a little bit of severe weather down here in the Nashville area. So if you're down here in the Nashville area, or know people in the Nashville area, there is a severe thunderstorm warning that is affecting Davison County here, which is where Nashville is located, all the way up to Metro Nashville. A tornado warning in effect just to the west of that, but it does appear that tornado warning has, or that tornado signature has weakened, or else the National Weather Service would have extended that warning. So that's some good news. Nonetheless, a couple areas of tornadic weather here in Middle Tennessee that's going to be moving off to the east. This is not going to affect anybody here in Kentucky. The severe weather threat is basically zero for central Kentucky here for the remainder of the night. So flooding threat, main threat here in central Kentucky tonight and into tomorrow morning. I'll keep an eye on that and post any type of information that needs to be posted out there. So definitely want everybody to be paying attention to that. One more thing I do want to show real quick. I don't know what I did with it here. This is from Wave 3 of potential damage surveys. So one more thing I do want to talk about. Take that logo off there. So with the budget cuts that the government is going through, the National Weather Service the National Weather Service in Louisville is short-staffed. They do not have the staffing to go out and survey damage across the area to actually confirm tornadoes. So from what I understood, they're not going to be able to get out until Monday to survey these damage, because they need all their meteorologists tracking this major flooding threat, the multiple severe weather threats we have over the next 3 days. We need those meteorologists actually in the office, putting out forecasts, putting out critical information, issuing these warnings that you've just seen on radar, the flash flood warnings. We need them in the office paying attention to all that. So they don't have the manpower to send people out for surveys. I actually haven't even seen a potential survey map from the National Weather Service. Usually after a severe weather event, the National Weather Service will post a map of areas they plan to survey that have areas that have I can't even talk. Areas that they have seen damage. Maybe somebody sent some pictures in. They wrote the National Weather Service and let them know that there's damage in this area. So the National Weather Service will typically put out a map and highlight areas along that map, just like what you're seeing here on the screen of potential areas to survey. So this is actually from Wave 3. I actually appreciate them putting this map out. This is more specific toward the Louisville area, but it does show a couple different locations that could be surveyed once they get the manpower to do so. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado tracks in southern Indiana that could potentially be surveyed. And look at this long track tornado that comes out of western Kentucky and pretty much rides the Ohio River just north of Brandenburg and then goes to the north of Louisville there. And this is one we was tracking yesterday during my live coverage. We tracked this area of rotation as it come through Breckinridge County into northern Meade County and then eventually into southern Indiana and then the suburbs just north of Louisville. So more than likely, this is going to be a confirmed tornado if multiple across multiple portions along that line. Another potential tornado just to the east of Louisville there, that had a tornado debris signature on it. And if you look down here on the bottom of your screen, another potential area coming out of Bardstown into the Springfield area. We was also tracking that storm. We was live with that tornado warning because I kept stating that area of rotation is pretty much riding the Nelson-Washington County line. And if you look at this track down here, that's exactly where that area of rotation was at yesterday, is that track that Wave 3 has right there along the Washington Nelson County line. Another area they will more than likely survey is the area down near Tucker's Tiki there in Taylor County. Tucker's Tiki Bar and Restaurant. A lot of damage out in that area. I've personally not seen any damage. A lot of people have sent me pictures. I will actually post some pictures of that here in just a little bit. I have a lot of pictures of that. That is more than likely going to be confirmed as an EF0 or EF1 tornado. That was not a tornado warning storm, but that is the same area of rotation that prompted that tornado warning for portions of Greene and Taylor County yesterday, the tornado warning that woke everybody up at 2:30 in the morning. That tornado warning was actually allowed to expire before it got to the Tucker Tiki's area. I believe I'll have to go back and look at some of the radar data. That tornado warning may have been still in effect, but I feel like it was expired at the time or just had expired. Area of rotation was still there. Wasn't a strong area of rotation, but wasn't a weak area of rotation. A lot of damage out in that area. So the National Weather Service will probably try to get to that one next week as well. And then there was another a lot of damage in the Hosville area down in Barron County. So that's another storm that we was on yesterday during my live severe weather coverage. That area of rotation showed up near Hosville. And that was when that tornado warning was initially issued. Again, that's the tornado warning that woke everybody up here in Greene County. That warning come just north of the Hosville area, and there was some damage with that. And that area of rotation was pretty strong there as well. It wasn't super strong, but it wasn't weak either. So I know that's a couple areas that down here in specifically our area that National Weather Service will likely try to survey when they get the chances to. I haven't heard of any other areas outside of the one in Taylor County over near Tucker's Tiki and the one in Hosville. I think that's the only two areas. I know south of Bowling Green there was a little bit of damage with that tornado warning yesterday as well. That might be another area they survey, but outside of those three areas, I can't remember of any specific area that had a lot of damage that the National Weather Service might try to survey. I know a lot of people seen wind damage. A lot of people's barns were destroyed. I've seen several pictures of barns being destroyed, trampolines, Kentucky State Bird being chucked across, neighborhoods. I do think it's funny. I'm not picking on anybody. I think it's funny when people say, "I blew away my trampoline." There's definitely a tornado in the area. I could take a leaf blower out in your neighborhood and blow your trampoline 3 streets over. It doesn't take a lot of wind to blow a trampoline 3-4 streets over. So just because your trampoline got blowed, a mile up the road doesn't mean it was a tornado. That could literally be straight line winds. The wind gets under those trampoline. You've really got to stake those down. 3-4 stakes is not going to do it. You've got to stake every leg. Probably double stakes on each leg, probably 3 foot deep, and I don't even know if that'll keep it down, to be honest with you. But anyways, I'm getting into a tangent with the Kentucky State Bird, the flying trampoline. Anyway, a lot of wind damage across the area yesterday with straight line winds, gusty winds, non-thunderstorm winds, you name it. But those are the only 3 areas in our local area, 4 areas, I should say, that could have experienced tornadic damage. So I'll look through the comments here real quick, see if there's anything that needs to be discussed. Carrie said, "I need that leaf blower." Pretty strong leaf blower, ain't it, Carrie? Let's go back to I'll pull the radar back up here. I have a little background. So let's see here. Earl wants to know if you're wearing her shirt. Yeah, this is my Corecast shirt I put on. I had it on earlier today, and so I threw it back on. See, my two little kiddos was wearing their shirts, so I said I better match them. So yeah, I got the Corecast repping the shirt. Got the fam going on here, guys. The fan of the chat room. So yeah. Oh, Casey County, yeah. There was some damage in Casey County as well. I just seen the comment come through. I hadn't looked at specific areas in Casey County, but I do know that there was damage in Casey County. That's another one. So potential for 5, if not 6, tornadoes that could be confirmed from yesterday's storm. So yesterday's severe weather threat could have been worse, but still experienced a lot of damage in the area. Several tornadoes more than likely going to be confirmed. So definitely appreciate all you guys tuning in, and I appreciate you guys trusting me to keep you guys up to date. That's why I do it. Love you guys. I was definitely struggling a little bit yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you. And remarkably, I hadn't had a lot of sleep today. A lot of people think that I've slept all morning. I have not. I went to bed at 3:30 Eastern time, and I woke up at 7 Eastern time. So 2:30 slow time. Let's just speak on slow here because that's what time I'm on. I went to bed at 2:30 slow time, and I woke up at 6. So I had 3.5 hours of sleep last night, and I've not taken any naps today. And I actually feel pretty good right now. So, but I was struggling last night. Not gonna lie to you guys. We that was the longest continuous severe weather coverage I've ever done in my career. It was 5 hours and 15 minutes, I believe. Longest severe weather coverage since I've been doing this, continuous. And we also broke another record of the most amount of people watching at one time. We peaked yesterday at almost 6,000 people just on Facebook. Across all of my platforms, we peaked at almost 7,000 people watching at the same time. So that is a new record. And then also my live coverage yesterday of 5 hours. Last time I checked this morning, it had registered 120,000 views. So that's big time, and I appreciate you guys tuning in and, again, trusting me to keep you guys safe because that's why I do. I do it for you guys. I do it for the chat room here, this community. You guys are great. A lot of people tune in to read the chats too. So everybody that blows the chat up, Shauna, Ariel, all you guys that's in there. I can name about 3, 4 more too that's always in here, keeping everybody, keeping some comical relief as well. I had several people write me. I don't have to mention names. There was about 4 or 5 people that wrote me that actually appreciated the comment section because they could watch my live video so they could be informed with the weather, but they also read the chat box, and that gave them some comical relief that kept a lot of people at bay and kept their PTSD down and kept them from worrying as much. So the chat room, shout out to you guys, everybody that's in the chat with your comments. Shout out to you guys. You guys are great too. As much as you guys get on my nerves sometimes, I definitely appreciate you guys so much. So shout out the chat box. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I am going to bounce out. Again, I will be watching the weather very closely as always. Aaron Mays, yeah, you're another one that's in there too. There's a couple other people in there too that is always in the chat room. I can't remember all the names. I see them. I see you guys all the time, but definitely appreciate you, Carrie. You're there too. There's always some dark humor and some jokey jokes, but that's part of it too. You guys mean well, and I think everybody knows that, or at least the majority of the people that watch know that. So, yeah. Appreciate all you guys. That's all I have for you. I'm going to bounce out of here and go enjoy the rest of the afternoon and kind of try to get some rest and recharge Tomorrow not looking like a big weather day, so tomorrow will be a good day to kind of recuperate. But then Saturday, it looks like we're going to pick back up in the activity again. So I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest. You guys enjoy your night. Again, appreciate all you guys. Again, can't say it enough. Appreciate and love all you guys. It's all love from me to you. I wouldn't be anything without you guys. So I'm just a person like you guys are. I don't think of myself as any bigger or better than anybody. We're all in this together, baby.